Hello everybody, welcome to Llews Reviews, and in this episode, finally, DC has come out with arguably their best DC movie, live action superhero movie. Well, of course, except for Christopher Nolan's movies. I'm talking about Wonder Woman! Pew, 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 block, 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 pew, 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 blah. So after three, somewhat disappointing movies in their cinematic universe that they're building with DC, their fourth movie, I could honestly say it's their best one. I did like Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and pretty split down the middle, killed way too many people, and of course, Martha. Suicide Squad made me want to commit suicide, you know what I mean. But Wonder Woman, the first time we saw her was in Batman v Superman, and she stole the show. So we're moving on from all the muscle and we're looking into a woman's story directed by women, and it's turned out just a wonderful movie. Back when Charlize Theron, Furiosa, she won an Oscar in the movie Monster. Yeah, it's the same director. You should probably keep a tab of how many times I say Wonder. So Wonder Woman, we've seen this person before, Gal Gadot, this Israeli supermodel we first saw in the Fast and the Furious movies, who we saw had a romantic relationship with the Korean guy. Spoiler alert, she died. And if you didn't know any better, so did he in Tokyo Drift. Spoilers. So this movie, it gives us a quick nod to, yes, this is in fact a joined universe, a universe where Batman is played by Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill is dead. The Joker was completely unnecessary. But this movie is a story about where Wonder Woman came from, and it's from Greek mythology. Not so much like with Thor in the Marvel universe, where it's actually based on a Norse god and they just pretty much made him a superhero. But in this is a totally original character, which I would give an extra point for DC for being creative. So we see Wonder Woman before she's Wonder Woman. She is Diana, Princess of Themyscira. And for me, when I'm going into movies, the first thing that the movie has to do for me is make me care, catch my attention right away. And after giving a very quick nod to the fact that Diana is giving communications with Bruce, which we did see in the last movie, it goes right into her past, and that catches my attention right away. So in the beginning of the movie, you do see Diana growing up with her mom, who's very overprotective, and her aunt, who's played by Robin Wright, who you see on House of Cards. Wonderful, great to see her in this movie. And the two butt heads on how they want to raise her, whether you want to be her great warrior or avoid conflict at all times, but at the end of the day, she has to decide who she wants to become. So her whole life, she's been secluded, she's very smart, she's very well educated, she knows about the world, but never experienced the world. And out of nowhere, the world comes crashing into her. Captain Kirk, Stephen Trevor. So Steve comes along and tells her that there's this war.
What is your mission?
To stop the war.
What war?
The war to end all wars.
And they got to do something about it. Diana, growing up, had a very rebellious nature, and she's gonna go out and save the world. And I gotta say, I wasn't expecting this, but Gal Gadot, it was almost like she was born for this role. Her point of view is very black and white. This is good, I'm gonna be the hero, and I have to stop the bad, and that's the war. And then going into that, it's not as that simple, the world is more gray. And this is where Gal Gadot's character shines. She's very innocent of the world.
What is a secretary?
I go where he tells me to go and I do what he tells me to do.
Oh, well, where I'm from, that's called slavery.
She goes into the world with a lot of ooh and ah. In movies like this, where the title character is the main focus, you don't really care about some of the sub-characters out there, but Chris Pine really shines.
I am taking you to the front. We are probably gonna die. This is a terrible idea.
And one thing that the last three movies were lacking was humor. And the banter between Wonder Woman, Chris Pine as a soldier of World War I, you seeing them butting heads and learning off each other, and their banter, it's romantic, it's cute, and it's hilarious.
To the war!
Well, technically the war's that way, but we gotta go this way first.
And some of the the sexual innuendos that happen, they break the fourth wall a little bit. That Wonder Woman and her provocateur outfit and how she goes into battle wearing such things, but they redesigned it to make it look battle ready. And speaking of battles, the fight choreography in this movie is great. Something you see out of Troy or Spartans. Choreography is fierce, disciplined, and just fantastic to watch. So like I said before, Diana going into the world has a black and white perspective, and we do know that it's not like that. And the more she experiences the world that is the gray London or Europe that it is, her point of view starts to shift, and that's where her character, her innocence, starts dwindling away. And we see that in her character. It hurts her, and also hurts you as a viewer. That's where you get really emotionally invested. Like the last three, DC movies, you don't really give a crap. For me, with Superman and meeting his father, but it wasn't as strong as a performance or a portrayal. Being emotionally invested in this character, Wonder Woman outdoes them all. So going into Greek mythology, the reason why she's going out there to stop the war is because they believe another Greek god is out there creating chaos, the god of war, Ares. And you know, when you see a superhero out there, it inspires you. You feel safe and you feel like, you know, that's someone I could get behind. I mean, they did so with Man of Steel. Batman is just way too gloomy. But when Wonder Woman, when she eventually realizes that she has to do what she has to do because of the power that's given to her by Zeus, it was such a good scene when she finally dons the outfit. She slowly puts on the tiara on her crown and gets into battle. The director just did a wonderful job, like slowly. It took more than an hour. Usually it takes an hour to show the title character, but when she finally reveals herself, we're just like, go Wonder Woman! And talking about emotionally invested with some of these characters and the romance and the comedy, I did hear some pretty interesting reactions in the movie theater. It's so romantic. I think I heard a little bit of weeping. Oh, it's so sweet. I think the point is, out of all the DC movies that are out there right now, you get really emotionally invested. I care and I actually mattered, and I think this is one of the strongest character-driven DC movies that is out there right now. You know, not to compare with, like, you know, Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight or anything, but DC, you're definitely on the right track with your current flops of movies lately. But DC, with Wonder Woman, heck man, I am looking forward to Wonder Woman 2 if it ever comes out. In the meantime, Justice League, let's go. Just you know, I'm being very nitpicky about this, but the movie gave too much exposition. I like it when the movie gives me images without too much talking in the background, but I know this is a comic book movie and they need to like verbally regurgitate to you exactly what's going on. I had to do this so that this could happen, so that the plot could advance. You could show this to me. I don't know if you've probably seen it in the trailers where they lasso the truth out of Steve Trevor.
Assigned to British intelligence. What the hell is this thing?
The lasso of Hestia compels you to reveal the truth.
But it's really hot.
What is your mission?
I am a spy! I'm a spy. I'm a spy.
They had to interrogate his backstory. And of course they do this whole flashback scene with him narrating. And you know what? You didn't have to give so much exposition. This is just one example. A little too much exposition. I like it when the movies feed me images and I will piece it together in my head, and I can appreciate you for just doing that. You know, you don't need to spoon feed me with words about what's going on. Let the film and let the camera and let the action tell the story. Overall, you know, good job DC films. Suicide Squad was a flop. You could have done without the whole Martha thing. Batman v Superman and Man of Steel, I did like that for what it was, but with this one, man, 4.5 lasso of truth out of 5. Well guys, if you like what you've seen so far, check out my other reviews. Look down, like, subscribe, and you'll be good to go. See you next time. Wonder Woman! Pew, 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 pew. Blah.
Who is this young woman?
She's my, she and I are working together, sir.
Diana, Princess of the Mist.
Prince, Diana Prince.
Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX 3D.